I am such a goose. I just recorded an entire segment and I didn't realize that the battery was flat on my microphone. So now I've got to do it again. And I've already done the dishes. Oh well. I'm Rod. This is the Dishwashing Philosopher segment. I normally am doing the dishes. If you're new here, welcome. I hope that you'll stay. This is a segment that I do every week where I talk about my experience eating the carnivore way. I've been eating the carnivore way for, I think it's around about 5 months now. And I also talk about, I'm just taking you on the experience of my life as well and, see what turns out, see what I think about what's going on. Maybe you'll learn something from the insights that I have as well. So, what did I already talk about today? Well, firstly, I've been feeling rather lethargic this week and less energetic than my usual self. I actually don't feel too bad now that I've started talking to the camera like this. It's like some sort of talk therapy that I have. But even though I've been getting a lot more sleep than usual, I've been sleeping, actual sleep according to my Oura ring has been between 7 and 7.5 hours sleep, sometimes more. And I've been having naps during the day. I've just been feeling like blah, You ever get like that? My brother-in-law did did test positive for COVID on the weekend, and I was with him and other family on the weekend. As far as I know, I don't have that, but yeah. There's this saying that I heard or read or somebody told me a long time ago, which was, life is like a symphony. There is tension and release. And I think sometimes we can go. So there's all the tension. And then we don't allow for some release, for some kind of ease in our lives. And if we don't, it can just get forced upon us. And I think that our bodies can do like what mine is doing at the moment, which is you've just got to take it easy, sunshine, for a while and just let a bit of recovery happen in your life. And then, then you can get on with doing what you're doing. And when I think about it, I have taken on a lot recently. So, I started a full-time job 4 weeks ago. It's the first time that I've had a full-time job in 15 years. I mean, I've worked for myself done a lot of hours working for myself, but actually being an employee of someone else is not something I've done for a very long time. So I'm conscious of really wanting to perform well in that job. My main role is to expand the company into the European Union market so that we can sell, from a distribution center within the EU to the rest of that market. It's a very large market. It's a very large opportunity for the company, and that's pretty much my responsibility is to make that happen. And I've got to jump all these hurdles, regulatory hurdles and labeling and all kinds of stuff I've got to work out. All things that I don't know that I have to learn. I've been in not that very long ago, really financially strapped. And that's not a place that I want to go back to. So I think I'm probably grappling with a bit of fear of not wanting to go back there and then wanting to do a good job here and the stress that's all associated with that. So, learning how to manage that. I mean, it's new and I'm just going to have to adjust and not be in too much of a hurry to go, okay, well, this is wrong. I've got to fix it immediately. Perhaps just be with the fact that this is new and it's going to take me a while to adjust to it. I was watching one of Nia from Nia's Way videos. If you don't know the Nia's Way channel, you should definitely go check it out. She's really great. And she was talking about the carnivore way of eating. It's only really one aspect of managing your health in a holistic way. There's really a kind of a lifestyle. So you could say, okay, what you eat is one aspect of your lifestyle. And managing stress is another aspect of your lifestyle. And getting sufficient sleep is another aspect of your lifestyle. I would add to that having some sort of fulfilling occupation. I think that some sort of spiritual perspective is fairly important as well. I'm not talking about being religious, but I just mean having something that is outside of yourself, your own ego, as a way of looking at the world. So I think all those things together are part of a way of life, a lifestyle. And the reason I'm talking about this in particular is because one of the things that I thought that I had cured was sciatica. So for those of you who don't know what sciatica is, it's the sciatic nerve runs down the back of your leg from sort of your lower back all the way down the back of your leg. And it can become very, very painful, and the condition is called sciatica, and there's a few different reasons for it. And I was at the point where if I tried to do anything more than a slow walk, then it would become painful. And up to a couple of weeks ago, I had completely eliminated sciatica, and I thought that that was brilliant. That was the biggest thing that the carnivore way of eating had given to me. And now it's back with a vengeance. In the period of 1 week to the back, I'm back exactly where I was before. And I'm frustrated with that because I thought that, my dietary intervention with the carnivore way of eating was the thing that would solve that. And unfortunately, it hasn't been. And now that I think about it, perhaps these other stresses that I've got in my life are having an impact on that. So going back to it was something that Nia was saying, how sometimes when things change, like, you might break out in psoriasis or acne or something like that, it may not necessarily always be to do with what you're eating. Have a look at, are you getting enough sleep? What kind of additional stresses have you got in life that perhaps you haven't had before? Are you dealing with some sort of situation as well? And they can all contribute, to your body system and have impacts on it in various different ways. So I'm looking at it from that perspective, and rather than going, okay, well, I have to fix this now because this was a problem I didn't have, then I'm just going to be with it for a while and just sit with it and see if it sorts itself out. And I'm applying that to another thing that's been going on, which is, so there's a lot of things not been working for me. So I'd like to talk about things that have been, but as well as those that aren't, because I think that's beneficial to people watching. One of the things I've been doing is overeating. So I've been eating past the point of being full. And it was something I used to do before I started eating the carnivore way. I thought that by eliminating and being addicted to sweet foods would solve that problem. And I managed to sort that out, but it hasn't eliminated me being prone to overeating from time to time. I thought it was just to do with because I had thickened cream in my fridge. Well, I took that out. I haven't had any thickened cream for a week and a half, and I've still gone on a few days this week. I've overeaten in my second meal. And I think it's just because there's additional stress, additional things I'm having to deal with in my life, and I'm going to have to learn how to deal with those effectively, which I think will then allow me to then deal with overeating. So from a practical perspective, I'm going to trying actually eating less. So my first meal of the day is always like 4 rashers of bacon and 4 eggs, or 4 or 5 rashers of bacon and 4 eggs. That's always been my first meal of the day. But what I've noticed is that I've had that, and then when I've finished, I've been a little more than full, right? So maybe I don't actually need to eat that much food anymore. So now I'm cutting that back to 3 and 3, and then seeing how I feel. And like today, that's what I had. And I actually felt quite satisfied, quite full. And, I'll just give that a try rather than sort of sticking to a very regimented amount. Actually listen a little bit more to what my body's telling me and saying, okay, you don't need this much food now, so you just eat a little bit less sport and see how that goes. And the last thing I'll say is something that somebody said to me just today. I was having a conversation with about wanting to force a result. So particularly if we're a bit of a type A personality, we like to sort of make things happen and do whatever is necessary to make things happen. We can end up swimming upstream. So if you think about life as like a stream, we're in that stream. Life is flowing past us, and some of us like to force a result and swim up the stream against the current, and that can be taxing, and that can require a lot of energy. And can we get the same result by allowing ourselves to be drawn along by the current and just pluck the things out of the water that we want for our lives, rather than scrambling and swimming as hard as we can to get to them? I think maybe that's an approach that some of us could employ a little more, myself included. So I'm going to be more mindful of that aspect and try to live in a way that I'm allowing myself to be carried down the stream of life. And maybe you could try it out too. So as far as what's next, I think that this video here might be a good one for you. I feel like the algorithm has made a good choice. Yep, that's definitely the right one for you. You should check it out. See you later.